All right, folks, I need to feed some fertilizer today to my oldest tomatoes, and I thought it'd be good to show you guys my system that I'm using to do that. This is kind of a unique system. It's a local system. One of my Amish customers actually kind of stole the invention from another friend, but he's been now making and selling these, but it's just local here. So really, if you're out of the area, you've probably never seen anything like this before. The concept isn't totally new, but the way this is set up is it's interesting. So I'm going to show you how this works. Right now I'm currently pumping. My pump is running down at the pond. I have pressure in this line. I'm about 20 pounds of pressure in this line right now, and for the most part it's going right through, and then it runs down through all my houses. And my headline, I have connectors that I can run on each row, and I'm running houses 1 and 2 right now are getting watered right now. So what I want to do is I want to add some food into the line to feed those tomatoes for fruiting. And what I'm going to do is run my 81642, the pink powder here. This is the workhorse that I use. This is what makes me money. That's the best fruiting mix out in the market. I've trialed everything and have never come close to beating this stuff. And that's in 10 years experience. I've worked for this company for 10 years, and now that I don't work for them anymore, I'm still using it. So it's top notch. But want to show you what we did here. This is a mechanism here. There's about as much PVC pipe below the ground as there is above. Maybe not quite, but at least another 2 feet below the ground of this. I think it's about a 6-inch diameter PVC cavity here. So the way this works is this has water in it, but there's not a whole lot of pressure going through unless I start to close this main valve. Then it starts to push more through here. But right now I got my bypass valves closed. And the reason I have it that way is so I can fill this cavity. Now I've already drained the water, and I can do that by opening these valves on the bottom here and then letting the air pressure. There's a valve on the bottom and a valve on the top. And this here's my sight eye here, and I know I about drained that there. So I'm gonna close him up, otherwise my powder will go right out the bottom. So I'm closing him up, and then I can open this cavity up here on top to put my product in here. So right now there's a little bit of water on the bottom below this nozzle would have water, but above that is all empty. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to add my product in that I need here. This is an 81642 analysis. Those black pellets in there you see, that's seaweed extract and some humic acid in there. This is an all-in-one product. It's got a buffer in this product. Actually, sometimes it reacts to my water a little bit, neutralizing my pH on my water. So if you see any foaming coming out and I close it up, that's what's going on. It's actually neutralizing that in there. But this is a highly available product. But what's cool about this system is most of these injector systems, I gotta mix it in a bucket of water and then inject into my line. With this one, I can dump this dry powder right in the top here. So I can just pour in there right what I want. And I'm feeding about a ½ acre of tomatoes, so I'm gonna be giving a pretty good amount here. I'm not even really measuring that much. I just want to get about 2 or 3 of these in. Actually, what I'll do is almost fill it in until I start coming up the top a little bit. So it's really handy. I can put a lot of product in this thing. Try to get that to get down in there. See if I can get one more in here yet, or at least the part when I'm running low on my bucket here too. I think I'm getting close to where I'm maxed out here. So and what's also cool is they rigged up a nice hose system here that's hooked up to my line. So I actually got water right here as long as my pump's running. I got water pressure. You know, so that's pretty handy. Just to be able to keep this thing kind of cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, so I'm full. So it started coming up there now. So I can close this now. Now this cavity's sealed. So what I'll do now is I can open up these 2 valves going into my tank and coming out of my tank. Now I still will not have a siphon yet, but you see once I did that, I got water in here, and you can see my sight eye here has water in here. So that's where my water level is in my tank. Now this other one here, if you come around this side here, this tube here gives me a sight, so I can tell if I'm feeding through this tube. So right now it's clear, I'm not feeding anything into my line, but if I open this up, I'm still not feeding. But now if I start to close my main valve, okay, what you're gonna see is you're gonna start seeing this color change. And right there you can see some of my material going in. And this hose down here will also start getting color coming into my line. So right now, just slowly, I'm feeding my mix that I put in here into my system, and I didn't have to mix nothing up, and I have no mess with any of it. I just put it in there, close it up, and I'm just like that, I'm going into my line. So now my tomatoes in house 1 and 2 are getting food. What I'll do then is leave and go do something, you know, whatever's next. I'll come back after a while. When this is clear, I know that all my product is through. This line will be clear because clear water will be going through there. So it just keeps on mixing that up on its own inside there and sending it through my system. It's the coolest thing ever. I really like this. I have a larger size of this that I'm going to be putting out in my field as well for a larger feeding operation. But if I wanted to, I could close this even harder, and that would make a very fast siphon, and I would drain this in 10 minutes. And I don't really want to do that. I want to do it, you know, try to, you know, at least take half an hour or 45 minutes maybe. So I just leave it on just a slight close a little bit, just to force more water through my system and cause a draw. And you can just see a little bit of the material just going through there, just a little at a time. And that's it. So that's my feeding process, and I'll do that for pretty much everything I'm running through these tomatoes going through the summer here. So that's that.